Hi guys, welcome back to Miles Samuel Fitness. This is your host Miles. Today we'll be interviewing on our series of Fitness First, Fitness Leaders. We'll be interviewing Mr Andrew Grossett, trying to find out what it is that inspired him to start personal training, how he became a leader in the fitness industry, and how to grow a brand for young personal trainers. So, we welcome Mr Andrew. Andrew, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. So Andrew, it's been 5 or 6 months since we met.
Yeah.
It's actually been really amazing being able to interact with you, to understand as a young personal trainer what it takes to develop your business and how to succeed in the industry. Is there anything that you'd like to kick off by saying to the audience at large?
In terms of what?
Would you like to just introduce yourself and say what you've done and what you're about?
So my name's Andrew Grossett, and I got into personal training, somewhat 17 years ago now.
Okay.
Jesus, it's been a long time. For one of the major, used to be major, we won't say names, used to be major fitness sort of health clubs in the country and in the world. I originally got into personal training literally because I was looking at a way in which to make income out of a hobby.
Okay.
But as it rapidly became about, it became my way of having a positive impact on people's worlds and people's lives, and watching them be able to achieve things that they never thought possible through your own coaching became quite addictive, and so it became my mantra moving forward.
Oh, nice. So is it was it just like a passion that you thought, I need to do this? Or is it something that you saw as a profession whilst you were in the corporate? Could you give us a little bit about your background?
It caught me off guard because at the time I was working in banking.
Yeah.
You know, I was a personal account manager for Lloyd's TSB. I was getting sick and tired of the lack of humility in the banking world and the way in which, you know, everyone was treated as a number. As I said, I walked past and it was one of those sort of epiphanal moments that you see in movies, really, sort of feeling at the end of your tether, rain was dropping down. I looked up and all of a sudden there was the sign for said gym. Walked in, and originally I was looking after a membership consultant position.
Okay.
I thought if I do gym, I can sell gym.
Yeah.
And they said, well, they didn't have any of those, but they had an MVQ program for personal trainers at the time, so you can get level 2 and level 3 whilst earning a minimal amount of money along the way. And by the time they said free gym membership, I was all in. So that was that. And so, yeah, I mean, it wasn't an altruistic move to start personal training. It wasn't an epiphanal thing of going, right, well, thou shalt must help people. But it was a gradual one that caught me off guard. Initially, it was a thing of I can make money doing something that I actually enjoy physically doing myself and I can learn. And then it just evolved into this way of being able to help people and help them progress in a way that other people couldn't.
Okay. That's quite cool. I mean, for me, I found that personal training was a calling that I wanted to do from about 19. Got pressurised by my parents, no, get a career, do an actual profession, all that stuff. Started my PT career at 24, so I can get the whole distance thing, but I didn't have that epiphanal moment that you had. It was more like, I need to do this, I want to help people, earn some good money on the side, and see how it goes from there.
But don't forget, the PT industry as it stands now is very different to the way in which it was back when I started.
Yeah.
So back when I started, traditionally people started off as gym goers. They then got to a point where they had achieved a certain amount in terms of themselves and in their own personal physicality.
Yes.
Then was automatic, almost like default, elevated up into trainer status because you'd acquired X amount of years in the gym and had achieved certain amounts on the gym floor.
Yes.
And also personal trainers back then weren't that popular. You know, it wasn't as the industry wasn't as influxed with trainers as it is now.
Yes.
Back then, like you were few and far between. It was still a point of walking into a party. You said I'm a personal trainer. Everyone went, "Oh, what does that involve?"
Oh, okay.
Now you say personal trainer, everyone goes, "Oh, yeah, well, I kind of get that. I've got a personal trainer, or I am a personal trainer." As happens in most of the situations now. So
yes.
The industry was very, very different. It wasn't anywhere near as saturated with trainers as it is now. So that's where that whole gradual thing came about, because it wasn't sort of highlighted. Certainly you wouldn't have gone and seen a careers advisor back then and gone, oh, I fancy doing this, and personal training had been something that they'd ever suggest to you to do at school.
Okay. So in response to that, do you feel that the industry has evolved or changed for the better with the influx of more PTs into the
That's a difficult one to answer, because I think yes and no.
Okay.
I think yes, because I think the more personal trainers we have out there, it illustrates the people's the need there is for education, and the need there is for people to actually change the way in which they do things and change their lives. You've only got to take a look at the national obesity crisis that's going on, and the ages at which younger and younger kids are now being diagnosed with obesity. But also on the flip side of things, you've also got trainers that are just trying to occupy themselves on the gym floor based on the certificate that they've got from the course.
Yes.
And they're missing a whole bank and a whole series of information that you can only really get from spending time on the gym floor. The amount of trainers I see these days, and I see them on the gym, and they're trying to teach people how to do things that they don't really know how to do themselves.
Yeah.
And it's not covered in the course. And that's what a lot of these companies that are selling personal training qualifications fail to put in the gump and the brochure beforehand.
Yeah.
Is that this isn't just a pass your certificate and then all of a sudden you know how to do everything that's involved in it. The PT qualification only gives you the license to teach and get insured. It doesn't teach you how to be a trainer or a coach.
No, I think I agree with that, because when I qualified, late September 2017, there was so much I had to learn.
Yeah.
So I got a job almost immediately, like a week after, or the same week. Thought, yeah, I'm a PT, blah, blah, blah. Bumped into you. First thing you said to me, and this is a key bit for the audience, you're not a personal trainer. You have a license to train people. And that stuck out to me, because there's so much in terms of technique, in terms of form, but also in terms of attracting new clients and gaining business and interacting with people on the gym floor. But you don't necessarily take into account when you're a general gym user. You just go in, say hi to the PT, go downstairs, lift some weights, badly or properly, and then get on with it.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool.
Definitely.
Thank you for that, Andrew. So, at the moment, what has been your favourite part of your fitness journey?
Oh,
tough question, I know.
That is hard. Favourite part of the journey is I suppose my favourite part now is what it always has been. It's, as I said, it's when you hit a client that hits a personal best, or a client that's able to do something that they never thought that they could possibly do. I mean, like, I've got a long-standing client of mine called James that when we first started a year or so ago, the guy he could deadlift the bar, just about.
Yeah.
Now he's looking at 120 kilos, 130 kilo deadlifts,
Nice.
spot on. He's on the bench and he's benching 30 kilos on each side. It's those moments. I mean, as a trainer, you can't. When you spend X amount of time with people, you become invested in the things that they're invested in, and you get the same level of triumph and tribulation when they hit it, as they do. You know, so when it's being able to celebrate the things that, particularly if it's something that in the beginning someone never thought was possible. Yeah. And then you show them a way that they can. That's the best bit about the job itself.
I'd have to agree with you there. I think that. I mean, for me, one of my clients lost a very good amount of weight, just over a stone. And that was with like a few nutritional tweaks and consistent training twice a week. I'm happy, she's happy. I was literally jumping around the gym yesterday.
Exactly, yeah.
Trainers are looking at me like I'm crazy, but you know what? Celebrate success at all times.
Exactly.
Next question. Your training program at the moment, it's a little bit nuts if I remember correctly. Do you just want to tell my audience a little bit about that? Or what it is that you're doing?
At the moment we're doing 10 sets of 20. The original thought process was 20 sets of 20, but after doing that and it knocked my legs out for the best part of a week and a half, we decided to reduce it down to 20. So it's basically we tried to make sure we hit 800 reps within any chosen muscle group within any given day. So it's 4 exercises, 10 sets, 20 reps per set. But the bit that really makes it and brings it into its own is we're not talking about light weights here. So we're looking at going and working your way up to your maximum that you could possibly do for a 20 rep set, and then challenging that week on and week out. So every week trying to up the stakes, up the weight, up the intensity. So it looks crazy when you watch it on a video. It sounds crazy when you hear us going out at the gym. Yeah. But it's helping us hit that absolute sweet point between heavy weight and high volume training.
I mean, I had the pleasure, or the unfortunate pleasure, of being next to you in the gym. I was trying to get on my squats, and I saw yourself and your wonderful training partner, Karen, wonderful lady by the way, and you guys are just going at it for bent over rows. Yeah. And all I'm hearing is clang, clang, clang. Yeah. And I'm doing Dan John's program at the moment, so I've got like my high rep back squats at the end and the strength working before complexes, and I was just like, I am not doing that. And then Andrew said to me, "You've got to train with me one day, let's go to Metro." And I thought, nope. So I salute you for doing it, but it just sounds a bit too crazy for me, being an ultra slim guy coming from a sort of half marathon background, you know. But
you just got to bear in mind that we've Karen, who's also my other half, we've been through. We tried various training styles. So let's say, for argument's sake, we're doing the 10 sets of 20 at the moment. We had training sessions before where it was all massive weights, and we're looking at doing anything from sort of 5 reps down to 1. We're trying different cycles and different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for me at the moment, once I finish that, then I said to my girlfriend, I'm going to try and train with Andrew. I'll see how true that is. I'm sure
we're ready for you.
Definitely catch up. I don't want to die.
No, there's no dying. Always enhancing.
Amen. Amen. Last quick question. Do you have any passions outside of the fitness industry?
Public speaking is probably my number one. It's what I'm working at the moment, trying to enhance the way in which I can deliver a message and inspire people vocally.
Okay.
It's coming from the various different situations and challenges I've experienced throughout my life, being able to hear, number one, other people have gone through it and come out of the other side, and two, be able to share their experiences of how exactly they did that.
Yes.
For a medium that makes it easier to hear is really what my focus and drive at the moment. My other passion that closely follows behind that is writing.
Okay.
You know, I've got one book out now, which happened by accident. But again, you know, you say everything happens for a reason. At the time of stress that I was at, it came about and it literally saved my life, being able to engross myself in that transcript and creating that novel, and then being able to see it published at the end.
Yeah.
Really restored my confidence and faith in myself. Without it, I don't know if I'd be able to be certainly in the position I'm in now, with the thought process and mindset that I have now. So yeah, definitely two main passions outside of training and training people would be, one, being an author, and two, motivational public speaking.
Nice. And the name of your book is Love,
Lust, Love.
The link will be in the description below. So if any of you want to check that out, feel free. I'll include the link at the end of the video. Also, anything else that you'd like to add before we leave this interview?
In terms of what?
Anything that you want to share with the audience, or anything that you'd like to just motivate and inspire people?
Look out for we do a weekly motivational video, which is causing a series called Aging Inspires, which is available on my YouTube channel. We're about to relaunch the vlogs between myself and Karen. We had to take time out of it for personal reasons, which again will be explained in the next vlog episode that goes out. Hopefully get that in the next couple of weeks, and I'll explain that and give you a bit of insight into what went on in and around that, and to cause the break in the publications of it. In terms of message for everyone out there that's listening, it's just to keep pushing. I watched a video with Will Smith a little while ago, and he was talking about fears. And I don't know if you ever saw it. He was talking about his this parachute jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I won't go through the entire story. I'll leave you to go and look it up, and it's a really good video to watch. But he's talked about fears and the point of which people actually fear the most. And he said at the point when his life was actually in danger, in the sense of when he was about to jump out of the plane, there was no fear there.
Yeah.
No, when he was free falling, there was no fear. So at the point when he was actually outside the plane and falling to his death towards the floor, there was no actual fear left over. All of the fear was engrossed in all of what people are going to think about it, and all the pre-thought that went on before the action. The metaphor is the same, and it's transferable across most things in life.
Yes.
We spend far too much time being scared of what other people will think, what other people will think about what we've done, and all of those erratic stories that go through your head before you do something. And then when you actually do it, you find out that none of that actually really applied, and it was all, as they say, false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Focus on your skills, focus on your goals, and move forward. If the dream came to you and it was big enough to excite you, then it should be big enough for you to close the deal.
Well, you've heard it here first, guys. If it's big enough to excite you, you better start pursuing that passion. Andrew, thank you very much for coming in. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll catch up. Once again, to Mars Samuel Fitness, to you guys, have a wonderful day. Keep on crushing your dreams, continue to pursue your passions, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Fitness First, Fitness Leaders. See you guys later. Bye-bye.